Beyond the tithe, the practical steps to grow in generous giving. Welcome. I'm Amanda, and it's great to connect with you. If you've watched my previous testimony on how God transformed my heart through giving and all about the tithe, then you know how powerful the journey can be. And so, in this episode, I want to take a further step from that episode and share some actionable practical steps that you can take right now to begin or grow in your journey of generous giving. This isn't about guilt. It's not about pressure. It's certainly not the prosperity gospel. It's all about inviting you into a deeper walk with God through active obedience and trust. And what I share with you are practical, actionable steps that I've actually taken that have actually been part of my own transformation. So that's where they come from. Let's dive into some simple ways that you can start giving. So, this is to help you gain clarity on your current giving habits. So, number one, the very first step is to understand where you're currently at with your giving. So, what I encourage you to do is actually to go through your financial giving this last month or even the last few months to see the patterns. You can do this by looking at your bank statements, your transaction histories, your receipts. What I encourage you to do next is to write out where you give. So, where you give could be your local church, it could be specific charities, it may even be individuals that you've blessed with a coffee, with a meal. Just list them out. And you can list them out in a spreadsheet. You can put them in a Google Doc. However, it is most easiest and practical for you to be able to see where your giving patterns are at now. I use a spreadsheet. It was actually a download that I received. I'll pop the link below. I'm not an affiliate, but it certainly was a practical generosity tracker that then I customized to my own giving and customized to the way that I like to document as well. So I encourage you to have something like a spreadsheet where you can track these things. Or maybe it's in an app that you have through your banking, but something very practical and tangible. So once you have those figures, calculate what percentage you are actually giving from your income. So this isn't to judge you, this isn't to criticize you, it's not to condemn you. It's simply to give you a clear picture of what you are currently giving. It's not uncommon, to hear or to say yourself, myself included, that you're a generous person. But when you actually go back and look at the math, you look at the numbers, you look at the blessings towards others, then that quickly shows you how generous you really are. So like I said, this is simply just to give you a clear picture. It might be less, it may be more than you thought, and that's totally okay. Wherever you are, it's without shame. It's just to see where you are right now. And it may be as simple as just having a small notebook or a blank spreadsheet, and you have the date, the amount, and the recipient. So, to introduce you to a practical tool for consistent tracking, like I've just shared, a simple but powerful tool is to call it, for example, a generosity tracker in a spreadsheet. So it doesn't need to be fancy, just create a simple spreadsheet with columns for amounts and where you gave to. You can also add comments as well. If you're in an Excel spreadsheet, you can hit the comment button and you can add. So that's often a really good way to keep track of your generosity, in that you can add comments. So where you've been prompted by the Lord to give. To sow a seed. When I first started giving, I didn't know what sow a seed meant. So if you don't know what sowing a seed means, it's because you're very new to your journey. That's totally okay. You'll learn about it more as you walk in your faith, and as you read more of the word, you'll see that in action. But simply, having a comment section as well, where you are prompted to give an amount or buy a coffee for someone, a meal for someone, that's really helpful. Or maybe you have a notes section. And the goal here is simply just to log your giving consistently so that you can start to see where you're giving, see how your generosity grows over time. because it will grow and it becomes a tangible record of your obedience and faithfulness. And you'll see that God is faithful. He doesn't need to see your generosity tracker, but it's a way of you tracking it. And you'll see, as I mentioned, as your generosity grows over time. So when I reflect back to when I first started giving, well, I was giving prior to that to charities, but when I came into faith, when I saved and delivered out of New Age by Jesus, I started tracking, and I went from giving like $300 a year, $700 a year, to well beyond that. And you'll just track, you'll see where you're giving, where to. It's an incredible journey of transformation, and honoring the Lord in your obedience, as it starts with obedience, asking Him where He wants you to give, and then following that. Even if you think, oh, okay, well, I'm buying a meal for someone today, or I'm giving to this particular charity, continue to seek Him and track it in the generosity tracker. It's simply just so you've got a record and so you can look back. And this has then helped me with sharing this testimony with you, because I've been able to reflect back and give all the glory to our Lord Jesus Christ. And when you see those numbers, they're incredibly encouraging and show you areas where you may want to adjust, where you may need some correction, as in from the Lord. Seek Him out. And a big part of this, really, it is the foundation of it, is to pray about it. So in each of these steps, I have reference prayer. But this is specific about prayer. So while these steps are practical, the most foundational one is prayer. It's to seeking the Lord. So pray to the Lord, ask Him to show you, ask Him when to give, how much to give, where to give. He promises to direct our steps, and pray into that. Ask Him to direct your steps, to show you, to guide you. Look up scriptures, look up into the Word. For example, Proverbs talks a lot about giving. The chapter, the Gospel of Luke, and chapters in the Gospel of Luke talk a lot about giving as well, for example. So does Matthew, there's Deuteronomy. But when you're just starting out, simply ask the Lord to show you some scriptures, or get on Google and look it up. Or you may even want to get on chat and just say, hey, what are some scriptures for giving? But seek Him out first, as in seek the Lord out. Ask Him to show you, ask Him to guide you, ask Him to correct you, ask Him to show you in terms of like the Word and going to the Word. And a powerful practice, well, so much practice, but what I do in terms of giving is when I receive my salary for my job each fortnight or bi-weekly, I pray about it. I pray to the Lord and I ask Him to show me. I'll say to Him, Lord, the giving week's coming up. Show me where you want me to give. So this discipline, let's go with a discipline, because it is a discipline. Prayer is a discipline, spiritual discipline. When you seek the Lord out, when you ask Him to show you, He will show you where to give, how much to give. And so when your salary comes in, maybe it's each week, maybe it's each fortnight, every 2 weeks, maybe it's every month. Maybe you have income coming in every few days, but pray into it and ask Him. Like I said, I would pray to Him, and I'd continue to, Lord, for example, this coming week is the week that my salary comes in. I want to start thinking about giving. Where do you want me to give? Where do you want the offerings to go? How can I be of service and a blessing to others? Share that with Him. Share it in your own words to the Lord. Ask Him about stewardship. Ask Him how He wants you to steward it. Lord, I have an amount. Show me how to steward it. What portion? Where do you want it to go? So whilst, having a budget, I recommend having a budget. When it comes to your giving, budget it in the sense of, having a portion, but also letting the Lord show you, because when you let the Lord show you, He'll expand it, He'll strengthen you. And that's simply what for example, needed to happen with me first. The Lord needed to work on my giving before He could then work on my budgeting. That's been my journey. yours could be completely different, but I share that with you just so you know, like he will show you. So for me, it was, Amanda, I need you to, soften your heart. I need you to work on your giving. You're here to give. Giving is a ministry. This is what he's saying to me now as led by the Holy Spirit in this episode. So sharing that with you. And as I share more about that with you too, for me, in this testimony, my testimony, this aspect of it, giving is what needed to happen first. And then I could focus on budgeting. And through that, I've been able to, really pray into wisdom around stewardship, wisdom about budgeting, wisdom about how to live it out. And so I share that with you so you can see, like, what next steps I went through as part of my own journey and testimony. But yeah, seek the Lord out. He will show you. He knows what you need. So, in terms of encouragement and next steps, this is what I want to share with you now. So, encouragement and next steps. Remember, this is a journey. It's not about perfection. It's not about ticking all the boxes. It's about taking those faithful, obedient steps and to seek the Lord out, to diligently seek Him out, to be in the Word, to be in faith and fellowship. Add ons and inclusions of this, but it's about taking those faithful, obedient steps. It might feel like a stretch at first when you start giving and as you give more, but trust me, God always makes a way. It might not make sense on paper, but there'll always be a way. That has been my experience. It's been experiences of testimonies that I watched as I was stepping into this walk and this journey and transformation with giving. So know that He will meet you where you're at. And start small if you need to, but simply start. As I've shared in my testimony, I started at 0.1%, so not even 1%, and I simply just prayed into it. And the Lord showed me my next steps each and every time. So your obedience is what honors God. It's what builds trust with Him, because as you manage the small, more will be given. And so He simply wants to see your heart. He wants to see your obedience, and He honors that. He is faithful. So I pray that these actionable steps help you in your growth when it comes to generosity and a generous heart, and that you too will experience His faithfulness by being obedient to what He's showing you. What He shows you will be different to what He shows someone else. So being faithful to what He's showing you through prayer and through the Word, and being obedient to that. I want to thank you for watching and pray that you are blessed as you seek out the Lord and be a doer of the word, and to Him be all the glory. And if this testimony has resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone who you know might need it as well. And by all means, leave a comment below and share one step or any other comments that you're taking right now.